Shalom.
Shalom,
It's brother Ainar.
and
It's a
brother
brother.
Tazabar.
All right. Lord willing, this is edifying. Okay. We like to give all glories, honors, and praises to the Most High and His Son in the
Yahweh,
Rachakwadash, Yahweh by Hashem,
Yahweh Bashim Yahushai,
Yahushai by Hashem,
Bahasham Kakadash.
Harachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect out there. Okay. The four corners of the earth. Okay. Listening and learning. Shalom.
Shalom.
And we're about to get into a quick lesson, okay, on prophecy in the book of Daniel, in the book of Daniel right now. Okay, Lord willing, this edifying.
Okay.
Uh, brother, you said you had some precepts to bring out.
Well, we just gonna get straight to it. Daniel 7. The Lord gave visions to Daniel on the major empires that will be ruling.
Right.
From the beginning of time even until the last days.
Okay.
And right now, heavy prophecy is taking place, man. The kingdoms that it spoke about, you know, we're gonna get into it, but it was prophesied that these kingdoms was gonna scatter Israel, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, four major kingdoms. Okay, was given to the prophets that will be ruling before the second return. The second return of Yahweh Shai, man.
Right.
And right now, we a heavy prophecy is going on, man. You know, like the scripture say, better is the end of a thing,
And
than
the
the
beginning
beginning of it.
thereof.
Yeah, and right now we're in the end. We're in the last, what the Bible referred to as the last days, and this is our last captivity. As we're gonna
Okay.
get into it, this is the last time that we will be removed into the kingdom, man. You
Right.
know, but things are gonna the road is gonna get a lot tougher, man.
Right.
Through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom, right?
Okay.
The wicked Esau Edom is ruling the planet right now. He's ruling the earth. Okay, and it's prophesied that Jacob, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it. That follow it. Okay, now all prophecies are leading to Esau Edom. Will be ruling the Roman Empire, and as the scriptures, specify that America is an extension of the Roman Empire. You
Mm-hmm.
know, um, you know, which is prophesied in the book of Ezra. You know, as we're going to get into Daniel 7. And also he saw the statues, right? When you read I believe it's in the second chapter of Daniel, the second chapter, it talks about the statue,
Right.
you know, the head of gold, the breastplate, you know, the iron, the feet,
Yeah.
the iron mixed with the miry
Clay.
clay,
Mm-hmm.
you know. These are the kingdoms that was prophesied to rule until until the Lion of Judah come back and take it down, man.
Right.
Okay, and we got to constantly revisit these chapters and stay up on it, man. You know, stay up on it, man, to understand where we at in prophecy. You know, and that's how we able to, know that we're the last, man. And the prophet Daniel, when the prophets received these prophecies in ancient times and times before us, they didn't really understand the prophecies.
Right.
Okay, but now we're breaking it down. We're
Okay.
breaking down, and the Israelites are the only one who's given the spirit to break it down.
Hey,
The
the
spirit of
scriptures. The Lord said the book has been opened before the firmament. Right.
firmament, kind,
You know, and,
you
and
know,
and that's where we at with it right now.
right,
They, like the brother said, for a long time, these books wasn't open to us. The mysteries wasn't revealed to us, so we didn't have the understanding. But right now, the Hakwadash rested on the seven to start to break this thing down, and now it's been. put on the Spirit been put on the apostles a great millstone to correctly break these prophecies down and spoon feed us, and now we on the highways and byways, and just like, the New Testament, it started out with Yahweh Shai breaking it down to his disciples, the 12, and those disciples broke it down to other men, and so forth and so on. So this thing has been growing since the 70s, the late 60s, the early 70s, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And we're at a point now where we see a lot of these prophecies that are written in the book are coming to pass on a daily sometimes, so that makes us aware that, hey, our salvation is closer, nearer than we believe, man.
Up, con,
And we just gotta
con,
hang on and keep doing what we doing. You know what I mean? Have the love for the works that we doing now, man.
con.
Kind,
Yep.
you got it, bro.
All right. Yeah. Can you grab me real quick? The book of Daniel 4:17.
4:17, got you.
Mm-hmm.
This is Daniel 4:17. It says, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones to the
Right.
intent." Go ahead, bro.
By the demand of the holy ones.
Mm-hmm.
It was demanded by the Lord that certain kings and certain kingdoms would be on the earth.
Right.
Because the Lord set up the principalities. The Lord set up who would be ruling the earth, man.
Right.
Kingdoms and like the Lord say, riches and property, riches and property. Us being on the bottom, the Lord did that, and the
Right.
heathen nations ruling the earth, the Lord did that. Nothing just happened coincidence.
Kind.
All spirits belong to the Lord, so He controls every. Nothing rebels against Him, man.
Right.
So the people having the ability, the other nations, the Gawayim, having the ability to dominate the world and have everybody being like it speaks. We go into like vassal states.
Mm-hmm.
Where whole country become tributary.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord controls that, man. The
Right.
Lord has the rule and the dominion to who He want to. You know. So just to say, man, the Lord is in control of who rules. You know. You got it.
All right. It says, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men."
There it is. That's the point.
God.
That the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of man.
Hmm.
Okay, read that. Read the part after that.
It says, "And giveth it to whomsoever he will, and
Yep.
sitteth upon it, Salaki, and sitteth upon up over it, setteth up
Over.
over it
Yep.
the basis of
Basis of
men."
men. Now, who is the basis of men?
Right.
The lowest of the lowest is ruling right now.
Hmm.
You know, because like the scriptures say in Revelation, Esau Edom had the sword, right? His blessing was the sword, and he's that red horse that's in Revelation, and that power is specified that the power was given to him, man, to rule with the sword. Okay, so nobody just ruling because it's a coincidence or the power is in their hand. No, yeah, you ruling and you may be using military to take another kingdom down, but guess who's over there? The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is the one that actually sanctioned another kingdom to be over, to take down another kingdom.
Right.
You know, when we go into, Daniel's the seventh chapter, which we can go ahead and go there, man.
Yeah. God.
You know, um, the Lord is over that, man. It's prophecy that these kingdoms would be responsible for scattering Israel, and they will have a certain time period to rule. When you go into the scriptures, man, it talks about the 12 Caesars, during the Roman time. Talks about Alexander. It talks about all these different kings. of these empires that rule, showing you that the Lord set it up. The Lord actually have a prophecy that explains, went before they rule and after the rule, how they gonna be taken, how they gonna rise, and how they gonna fall. You know. So with that being said, brother, you want to take off, and we can go ahead and get into it, man. And Lord willing, this lesson is edifying, to an Ak, man. Ak out there, man, to the elect. We do this for the elect.
Con.
We do it for our own salvation. So let's go ahead and get into it, man.
All right. Daniel 7:1. It says, in the first year of Belteshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. Daniel spoke, Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of the heavens strove upon the great sea.
Hmm. Okay. So it say Daniel wrote the vision and told the sum of the matter, man. Okay, of what? Four winds, okay, of the heavens.
Okay.
And scroll upon the great sea, man, the destructions. Wind represent destruction, you know, and that sea that it's speaking about is what? The Mediterranean Sea.
Okay.
And you get that understanding. Can you hold that and get numbers? What is it? Numbers. It's in the book of Numbers where it talks about that great sea. Uh, Numbers 32.
Okay. Okay. This is Numbers 32. Can we start at 1?
Uh, yeah, start at 1.
Okay. Numbers 32:1. Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a very great multitude of cattle, and
Okay.
when
Wait a minute. I want to skip down where it talks about the sea, the great sea.
okay,
Give me a second. Trying to find it.
uh,
'Cause I believe that that chapter goes into the land, the heritage that was given unto Israel.
right.
Um, so, like, bear with me real quick. I'm just scanning through it.
Yeah, kind. There's also an account in Numbers 34 too.
Yeah, let's try that. Let's try that. See if
Um,
there's it.
I'm gonna just read you one of the verses that it talks about that account. Numbers 34:6. It says, "As
Yeah, that's.
for
I believe that's it.
that's
I
it."
believe that's it right there.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna start at 5 then. Numbers 34:5. It says, "And the border shall fetch a compass from Asmon unto the river Egypt, and the goings out of it shall be at the sea." And
That's what I want.
okay. And as for the western border, ye shall even have a great sea for a border. This shall be your west border.
And that's it right there. That's the great sea. Is talking about the Mediterranean Sea.
Okay.
Okay, that's the western border. If you look at the map,
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you got Judah. I can't explain it. Well, I need the map, but
Right.
you know, you got the Dead Sea in the middle. Then you got the eastern western border.
Mm-hmm.
The Mediterranean Sea sits to the far west.
Yeah.
You know, so that sea is talking about the Mediterranean Sea, man. That's the Great Sea.
Right.
You know, and I believe that Gaza war was about that part of that region because a lot of trade.
Right.
That's good for trade. So they fighting over that.
That
You know,
canal is there.
yeah,
They made that
con,
canal to import and export goods quickly instead of going all the way around the Horn of Africa. You know what I mean? That's a quick
yep,
shortcut right through there.
con, yep. So yeah, the Great Sea is talking about the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, you got it. Back in
Okay.
Daniel 7
Kind of. Daniel 7 and
in verse 3.
3. Okay, kind of. And it says, and four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. The first was like a lion and had eagle's wings.
Mm-hmm.
I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it.
Okay. Now that beast was talking about the Assyrian Babylonian Empire.
Hmm.
Okay. And when you look up something, if you can get something, can you look up Lasimus, Lamassu, Lamassus. Okay. And like the elders used to say, you can research it yourself. In these museums, they will have a statue in the Metropolitan Museum of these statues that represented the empire. And
Right,
you had in the Metropolitan Gem of the Assyrian Empire a statue of that you know man's head with the eagle's wings. With the wings on it. The lion with the wings on it. That represent the Assyrian Empire, man. Okay, if you can let's see, look that up and see what you get on that.
all right, I got it right here.
Mm-hmm.
It says, hold on, pull it up. It says, man, kick me off. Okay, here you go. It says, Lamasu are great, are guardian sculptures typically appearing in pairs that were often placed outside prominent prominent sites. They were parts of they were parts of a city gates or citadel gates. Um, and another account says the human-headed winged lion
Yeah, it should look like
Lassimo.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it says the Syrian. Okay, the horned cap attests to its divinity, and the belt signifies its power. The sculptor gave these guardian figures 5 legs so that they appear to be standing. And I'm gonna try to pull this up on the
Okay.
screen.
I got something real quick. On that the human head winged lion, Lamassus from the ninth. Yeah, Khan. That's the image right there.
So
Okay.
you see how it got the head look like one of them Assyrian guards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of favor one of the head. You see that statue of Cyrus, King
yeah,
Cyrus. You know.
yeah, kind.
You know.
The head of it looked just like.
Hmm.
Yeah.
They say from the ninth to the 7th century BC, the king of Assyria ruled over a vast empire centered in North Iraq. The great Assyrian king Ashurnasirpal II, 883 to 559 BC, undertook a vast building program at Nimrod, ancient Kalhu, until it became the capital city under Ashurnasirpal. Ashun they got some weird names, you know.
Yeah.
Nimrud had been no more than provincial towns. Okay, showing you that that's talking about the Assyrian Empire, man.
Right.
Okay, so when you go, okay, so you read verse 4 again.
Okay. Daniel 7 and 4. It says, the first was like a lion and had eagle's wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was
Mm-hmm.
lifted up from the earth, and made stand upon the feet as a man, and
All right,
and a man's heart was given to it.
all right. The wings that were plucked up is the Babylonian Empire. Okay, uh, the Babylonians, overcame the Syrians. You know,
You
and
mean the wings that were plucked were the Syrians, right?
no, no, the wings that were plucked, that's the Babylonians.
Okay.
Assyrians is the lion.
Okay.
Okay, and yeah, the wings up thereof was plucked. It represented the Babylonian Empire.
Hmm.
All right, so Babylon came into power around what 606 to 539 BC. You know, the Syrians ruled 911 to 609 BC. And then you had the Babylonians that came into power. Took down the Syrians. You know, and they ruled for like what 606 to 539 BC. Okay, you keep going on that.
Okay. Verse 5, it says, and behold another beast, a second like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had three ribs in the mouth, of
Okay.
it, between the teeth of it.
Hmm.
And they said thus unto it, arise, devour much flesh.
Okay. So it say, and behold, another beast, the second like unto a bear. Okay, and it raised itself up on one side. Okay,
Hmm.
this going into the Persians and the Medes. Okay, the Persians became stronger than the Medes. Okay, and the three ribs is uh, Babylon, Egypt, and Lydia. Okay, three ribs in his mouth, devour much flesh. It's talking about accumulated. They accumulated a vast majority of the kingdom, the Persians. The Persians became greater than the Medes. Okay, so this prophecy you can read about the Persian kings in the book of Daniel, in the book of the Apocrypha. Okay, so these different kings ruled, man. You know, so it says it raised itself up on one side. Again, the Persians became stronger than the Medes. Okay, you got something you want to say on that?
Now you got it.
Okay, you keep going.
All right. Verse 6, it says, after this I beheld, and lo, another, like a leopard, which had upon the back of it four wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and
Hmm.
dominion was given to it.
You see that? Showing you that the Most High controls. It say dominion was given to
Given
it.
to it.
You know, it say that leopard is
Alexander.
it's talking about Alexander. You know, when you look up, can you pull up that picture where it depicted Alexander with a leopard on his head? And
Con.
then when you go into the Greek coin, I believe you'll see the leopard. Okay, these symbols were put on them for a reason to identify which kingdom and who will be ruling. That's great prophecy. The Bible refers to Alexander as the leopard, just like it speaks in the scriptures about the leopard. It's swift. You know, what is that scripture? I believe it's in Habakkuk. You know, this was a time when the world was being Hellenized. The Greeks. You read about that in the Apocrypha. You know, um, yeah, you can show that depiction showing you that Alexander, and that's the prophecy of Alexander being taking over the Persians and the Medes, the Persians. I mean, the Persians. Alexander taking down the Persians, right? And it also speaks about the Greeks coming into Israel as well in the Apocrypha, you know. And Alexander was spoken of in the Josephus, showing you that it was prophecy that he would come in and take down Israel. Okay, you had that Greek, you know, that Hellenistic period where Jake was being, you had those. It speaks in the Apocrypha about the wicked Jakes that was going after the customs of the Greeks
Yeah.
because Greek at a certain period of time went and enforced and pushed their image on the world. That's where you get the Colosseums. You get the Greek fashion, the Greek art, and they started going around the world pushing their gods on the world, man,
Yeah.
making people try to bow down to
I
the Greek
found this
form.
joint.
Okay, Khan, look at that, showing you that he's the leopard. That's Alexander the Greek, and depicted as with the leopard hat on his head. That's scriptural. That's prophecy. Okay. Can you get Maccabees 1:1
Kind of. I was
and
going
read
there
up on that
next.
real quick?
Yeah. Kind of.
Huh?
Yeah. I was
And I
going
believe
for it.
what's the prophecy? What chapter is that? Daniel's 8, where it talks about I believe it was who the Alexander taking down, you know, the Persians. There's a prophecy on the he-goat,
Yeah. Kind.
you know. You can grab that too, showing you that this is all, linked together, showing you how one kingdom will come after another. And they will rule for a certain period. And it speaks about the four horns, scattering Israel and Zechariah, man. You
Right.
know, so everything is linked together, man. It's like a puzzle, man.
Okay.
You know, you got it.
This is Maccabees, First Maccabees 1:1. It says, and it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that
See that?
he that he
You got it.
reigned in his stead the first over Greece,
Mm-hmm.
and made many wars and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth,
Yep.
and went
Con.
con, and went through the and went through the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him. Whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up.
Mm-hmm.
He then gathered a mighty strong host, and ruled over countries and nations and kings, who became tributaries unto him. And after these things he fell sick, and perceived that he should die. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them, while yet he was yet alive.
Now that's going into the four heads, right?
Yeah,
He
Khan.
parted,
The
you
four
know,
generals.
the four generals that he set up. Now I got something here to say the Hellenistic period.
Khan.
I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna read a little bit on there. You can hold it,
Okay, Khan.
and I'm gonna, it say in classical antiquity. Okay, this is on Wikipedia, Hellenistic period. In classical antiquity, the Hellenistic period covers the time in Mediterranean history as classical Greece between the death of Alexander in 323 BC and the death of, you know, Cleopatra in 30 BC, uh, which was followed by the ascendancy, ascendancy of the Roman Empire as signified by the Battle of Actium in 31 BC and the Roman conquest of Ptolemy, Egypt, the following year, which eliminated the last major Hellenistic period. Okay, uh, the term Hellenistic is to be distinguished from Hellenic, Hellenic, and that the time refers to Greek itself.
Hmm.
Okay, Greek itself, while the former encompasses all the ancient territories of the period which had come under significant Greek influence. So that's the time they pushed the whole world that Greek custom on everybody, man.
Right.
You know, uh, it say in that the latter refers to Greece itself, while the former encompasses all the ancient territories of the period which have come under significant Greek influence. In particular, the Hellenized Middle East after the conquest of Alexander the Great. Okay, you see that? So who was it? Alexander. He defeated. It
Darius.
was Darius, right? Darius. Okay, and that prophet you can go in Daniel 8 where it speaks about the he goat
Khan.
and the ram. The he goat smoked the ram.
Right.
These are the kingdoms that was gonna be on earth, the major kingdoms that's gonna be ruling before the second coming of Yahweh Shah, man. Okay, and the last kingdom was referred to as the Roman Empire, the kingdom of iron. You know,
Right.
the beast with the great teeth. Iron teeth.
Right.
You know, and it's gonna devour much. And it's gonna, but at the end, he's going to get devoured by the heavenly Father. The Son of the Most High. You know, you got it, huh?
And you know, the the prophecies that Daniel spoke about, um, some were in the form of animals, and
Mm-hmm.
some, the vision that he had, it matched this statue of Nebuchadnezzar right here,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Come.
of the
Yeah.
elements, and those beasts also coincide with each of these elements to prove that, um, the head of gold, the torso of silver, the thigh of brass, legs of iron, and the feet of Maori clay was to signify each of these kingdoms that ruled, as well
Mm-hmm.
as these beasts that it describes in Daniel. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and
It was in chronological order.
Khan,
You know,
and even
you had
Esau,
the statue with the head of gold was Nebuchadnezzar, right?
Nebuchadnezzar, right,
And the breastplate was what Medo Persia.
right.
You know, then you had Greece. It was in the book of Daniel was in chronological order, man.
Right.
You know, so hey, you know, just like right now, man, we're at the end. You
Right.
know, in that statue, we will be at the feet right now.
Right.
You know,
Where
you know,
the
Mayan clay,
the miry clay is trying to mix, but it's not gonna happen.
the kingdom divided, and you can see that the whole vibration is happening in the earth right now. You
Hmm.
see that right now with the kingdom being divided. You know, you're gonna have EU countries going against Babylon. You got discrepancies between and you know issues within their own government. The same people,
Hmm.
Satan divided against Satan.
Right.
You know, so yeah, you see, hey, the vision is right on point, man. You know, okay, you got it.
Okay, this is Daniel 8, and I start at 2. It says, "And I saw it in a vision, and it came to pass when I saw that I was at Shushan in the palace, which is in the province of Elam, and I saw in a vision, and I was by the river Ulai. Then I lifted up my eyes and saw, and behold, there stood before the river a ram which had two horns, and the two horns were high, but one was higher than the other, and the other came up last." So that's talking about the Persian and the Medes, you
Mm-hmm.
see. So this is basically the same um thing that he saw in the other vision, but their interpretation, you know, is just different from this to that, but it's the same vision, you know.
Come.
But if you have the spirit, you can see that he's talking about the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
you know. It says, and I saw the ram pushing westward and northward and southward, so that no beasts might stand before him, neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand. But he did according to his will and became great. And that's Alexander, okay, the Great with the Grecian Empire, okay. He was that ram, okay. And
Uh, no, Alexander was the goat, right?
uh
Alexander was the goat. The Persians was the ram.
oh,
Oh.
Salakia, Khan, you're right. Um,
Yeah, he was a he goat.
yeah, kind. It says
Okay.
verse 5. It says, and as I saw,
Let me say something on four real quick.
yeah, kind.
Can you read four? Go back to four real quick.
All right. Verse 4, I saw the ram pushing westward and
Mm-hmm.
northward and southward,
You
so
notice
that
he didn't say east because Medo Persia was situated on the east.
right.
So the prophecy is he would go conquer most of the world, you know, in that region, north, south, and west. But they were
Hmm.
already situated on the east. You
Right.
know, he have already touched the east side, man. So, you know, they, you know, and you know, he ended up setting up the four generals to get those parts of the world. He
Hmm.
was on the mission. Like you say, he reigned uh 12 years.
Right.
Alexander ran 12 years, man, and he conquered a vast part of the world on on the eastern part of the world.
Hmm.
You know, east, north, and south. You know, so he did a lot of you know, like the scripture say. You know, he smitten the earth in so much that the earth was quiet before him.
Hmm.
So he did. They was on the mission to you know Hellenize the world and push that Greek custom on the world.
Right.
And you know, if you see through the spirit, that vibration is still here.
Still here.
You
Con.
know, it's being carried over through the Romans. You
Hey,
know,
that's the proof is even in these institutions of learning, man. You see Kappa, Alpha, those are Greek fraternities, man. They have to take an oath to join in. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So there's all kinds of
yeah,
you know brutal and humiliations that go on, man. Much like, of ancient days, during the Greek Empire, when you would have someone, you know, be your boy toy, so you can bring them along and get them into politics with you, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
All
Verse
right. So
five.
yeah, yeah.
No, you got it. You want me
No,
to keep
go ahead. You
going
got it.
on verse five? Go
Yeah.
to verse
Go on.
five.
Yeah. Hit verse 5. Hit verse 5.
Okay, kind. Verse 5. And as I was considering, behold, an he goat came from the west on the face of the whole earth, and touched not the ground, and the goat had a notable horn between his eyes.
That's Alexander.
Right.
That's the he's the he goat
Hmm.
right there in that chapter.
Right.
You know, it's touched not the ground mean he moved quick.
Hmm.
You know,
He didn't suffer no
because he didn't root,
defeats.
huh?
He didn't suffer no defeat.
Yeah, and he moved quick because he reigned only 12 years, but guess what? In those 12 years, he covered he spent a lot of kingdoms, man.
Right.
He moved quick. He covered the mass majority, of that part of the world, man. And, I used to have the maps on all the places that he conquered
Yeah.
and split up between his generals, man.
Hmm.
You can pull it up if you want to, but we good. We just gonna keep going through it.
Yeah.
You know,
Lord willing, maybe I can put some of that in the after production, maybe.
done. Okay.
Okay.
So that
Uh,
no, yeah.
it said I'm gonna read that again. It
Hmm.
says, and I as I was considering, behold, an he goat came from the west on the face of the whole earth, and touched not the ground, and the he goat had a notable horn between his eyes. And he
Hmm.
came to the ram that had two horns, which I had seen standing before the river, and ran unto him in the fury of his power. And I
Hmm.
saw he came close unto the ram, and he was moved with choler against
Hmm.
him,
Anger,
and
anger, colder with anger.
anger. Yeah,
Okay, I got something right here, real quick.
yeah, kind.
The Battle of Gargamel.
Yeah.
Okay, in the Battle of Gargamel, also called the Battle of Arbela, took place in 331 BC between the forces of the army of Macedon under Alexander the Great and the Persian army under King Darius III. It was the second and final battle between the two kings, and is considered to be the final blow to the Achaemenid Empire, resulting in its complete conquest by Alexander.
Hmm.
You know, so that's secular history on there, showing you that the he goat and the ram is referring to Alexander the Great and the Persians and the Mede, Darius. So the Bible is a history book full of facts.
Right.
See, this book ain't just no fairy tale book, man. It actually got secular history in it,
Hmm.
linking it with prophecy.
Right.
And this kingdom just didn't pop up out of nowhere, man. It came from somewhere.
Right.
You know, you got it.
Okay. It says, and I saw him come close unto the ram, and he was moved with choler against him, and smote the ram, and brake his two horns, and there was no power in the ram to stand before him. But
Mm-hmm.
he cast him down to the ground, and stamped upon him, and there was none that could deliver the ram out of his hand.
Yeah, because they had the Persian army was actually bigger than
Yeah, kind.
the Greek army,
Hmm.
but they were so skilled in the strategy they used, man. They trapped
Right.
them from the front to back on every
Hmm.
side to block them. You
And
know.
their weaponry was advanced. The Persians had them short swords, but
Hmm.
the Grecians had a different tactic. They had this spear called a hoplite, which was
Hmm.
long, and they can from a distance just take out
Mm-hmm.
those Persians with them short swords, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and their formations, the way they, had war formations was different. They ain't just rush in, what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, carelessly. They had, certain formations that they had to execute certain things. So they was well organized.
Gun. Yep. So with the strategy they used, man, they was able to take out, the Ram, which was the Persians and the Medes,
Hmm.
you know. But, he became stronger, Esau Edom, when he came into power as, the Roman Empire, man.
Right.
They became exceedingly, as
They
strong and, yeah,
they
you got it.
improved on what the Grecians did,
Yeah.
you know, because that's they fams. They
Mm-hmm.
that's their
Same
brothers
people.
really. Same people, same
Mm-hmm.
same descendants,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
they just took what they had and improved on it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Fine. They became that, that dragon,
Right. That red
the
dragon,
Roman
huh?
Empire. Yeah, you got it.
All right. It says it says and stamped upon him, and there was none that could deliver the ram out of his hand.
All right.
Therefore the he goat waxed very great, and when he was strong, the great horn was broken, for it had came up, for it had for it came up four notable ones towards the four winds of heaven, and those are the
That was the
four
generals.
generals, kind.
The four Greek generals, in Apocrypha,
Right.
like we read, it talks about how Alexander died. He fell sick
Hmm.
upon his bed. The Lord plagued him, you know,
Right.
with a disease, man. And before he
Right.
died, he split up the kingdom,
Kind.
between the four generals, which were Cassandra, Ptolemy, Lysimachus, and Seleucid,
Right.
known as the Diaduches. Okay, so that Alexander divided the kingdom up. And we've been doing research. We just revisiting this, man. The Diaduches, man. It was a time when when we was on the phone, we used to, we was digging for knowledge, man. And
Kind.
the Diaduches, that's about the four generals. You can read about them.
And
And
Daniel.
they had wars among themselves. You know, that was during that time. That was Satan divided against itself. The
Right.
Greeks were fighting among themselves for power. When he talks about the king of the north and the king of the south, those were amongst their own family. You know. Then what happened then? You go into Apocrypha, then you read about in Second Maccabees how the Romans, right? It goes into how the Romans, overcame the Greeks. Which were the same people. They became their beasts with them iron teeth, man. They became strong and started to take over the masses of the world. And the Romans became, the most dominant, kingdom during their time. You know,
I
they
got
had a
this
lot of vessels. Okay.
I got this little article that goes into Alexander's death.
Okay.
It says according to historical accounts, Alexander's body began to decompose 6 days after his death. Proposed causes of Alexander's death include alcoholic liver disease, fever, and sterine poisoning.
Because
They
he was known to live a very debauchery lifestyle.
right.
He was into homosexuality.
Sexuality.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was into like hey, just the all the way around debauchery.
Right.
So he got plagued and got sick.
Right.
He didn't live that long. You know, but the
It's
time he did live, he used the sword. He maximized the sword during that time.
it says
You know?
Alexander probably died of typhoid fever, which along with malaria was common in ancient Babylon. Now, I believe you click on that typhoid. Okay, typhoid fever, also known simply as typhoid, is a disease caused by s- salmonella typhi. Okay, symptoms vary from mild to severe and usually begin 6 to 30 days after exposure. Often there is a gradual onset of high fever over several days. This is commonly accompanied by weakness, abdominal pain, and constipation, headaches, and mild vomiting. Some people develop a rash with rose-colored spots. In severe cases, people may experience confusion. Yeah, so he suffered the last the last
Yeah.
little bit of his life, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord made a quick work of him, to take him
Mm-hmm.
out. Cause
Yeah.
you got, like we read in earlier, man, like the Lord, you know, rules in the kingdom of men.
Yeah.
Once he completed what the Lord wanted him to complete, hey, it was time to go.
Right now.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Let's
okay.
go back to Daniel 7.
Uh,
Daniel 7 and verse 7.
all right. It says, after this, I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it
Mm-hmm.
had great iron teeth.
Mm-hmm.
It devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it.
Right,
And
because the other rulers had kings,
right,
but rather,
monarchs.
yeah, monarchs. But the Roman Empire had Caesars,
Right.
and we read about that in Second Ezra, what 11? About the 10 Caesars.
Yeah.
You know, and how they came back into power. You know, you had who the head. That chapter is about Rome, the Roman Empire, the eagle.
Okay.
Ezra saw the Roman Empire in the similitude of an eagle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and with the three heads were Pompey,
Pompey,
Crassus, and
Julius,
Julius, and they died and came back through Domitian and
Titus,
Titus and
Vespasian.
Vespasian. Yeah, yeah. So all of this is
That's
Christ linked
that's
together in
uh
prophecy.
that's the first and second triumvirate,
Yeah,
and the
come
12 feathers were the rest of the
with the
Caesars
rest of the Caesars,
that were lower,
lower, yeah,
lower level.
yeah,
Some of them ruled as I believe as short as a month, and a lot of them died by murder. They were
yeah.
murdered, a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
And that
come.
and that's the spirit of division the Lord had upon them to, be covetous towards themselves instead of ruling, you know, honorably. They would conspire behind each other's back and murder each
Yeah.
other because they were greedy, you know.
Satan divided against Satan.
God.
You know.
And it's no different, with what's going on now, man. You
Come.
see it like they squabbling amongst themselves to claw up, and gain power amongst themselves right now, man. And that's gonna be their fall, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yep. It's gonna
Okay.
be their fault, man. Hey, the Russians are gonna. It's prophesied
Mm-hmm.
that the North will take Babylon down. The
Right.
Lord said He'll call a. He called a assembly. He called an army from the north.
North.
In Jeremiah the 50th chapter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jeremiah 51.
And when you see
Okay,
the region where Russia is, they're in the north,
they're in the north.
you know.
Time. You know, yep, known as in the scriptures as Gaul.
Magog.
Yeah,
Gog and Magog.
yeah. Con. That's prophecy that the Lord will use them to lead a smaller, a lesser military,
Hmm.
smaller military. Russia is going to be a god.
Yeah.
God is going to be a god to, you know,
The rest of the nations.
yeah, Iran and all these other countries that's going to be a symbol attached to them.
Hmm.
There's treaties that you can find that Russia made with these smaller nations
Right.
to aid them in the time of war. So
Right.
Babylon's gonna get hit with a lot of nukes, man.
Hmm.
The main focus is for the Lord to take Babylon out, and that's prophecy.
Right.
That this kingdom will be a branch of the Roman Empire,
Hmm.
and in that last kingdom, Yahweh Shai is gonna come as he's gonna go into it. It's gonna go into it in Daniel 7. It's
Right.
a lot. Yeah, but let's keep going.
All right. Con.
All right. So it's yeah, you read that, and that's the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire, was diverse from all the other beasts because they didn't have kings. They had Caesars, you
Hmm.
know. And if
And
you like to
and
say there was some, oh, you got to go ahead.
and also remember we had read up on it. The Roman Empire didn't become it wasn't the Roman Empire at first. It was the Roman Republic,
Yep.
and they had a slightly different way of electing their officials. And
Mm-hmm.
when they didn't become really great until they changed to Roman Empire, and
Yep.
along with the change came the way they elected their Caesars at that point. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because even the first triumvirate, they had
Yep.
to
Yep.
work together.
They
You
come
had
against them.
two
Yeah.
generals and one senator, and they worked together to overrule the rest of the senators and the
Mm-hmm.
men that were trying to push their agendas. Okay, so that
Mm-hmm.
was different, you
Yeah.
know.
Yep. There was division among the same, family,
Hmm.
you know, and that always been going on, man.
Yeah.
That always been going on. One party against another, you know.
Right.
Um,
Con. Verse 8
Con. Verse 8. Let's go. Let's keep
says,
going.
I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were three of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a
Mm-hmm.
mouth speaking great things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's talking about the U.S., man. The U.S.,
Okay,
America.
okay.
Babylon the Great. Mystery
Those,
of Babylon. That's America.
those
The little
three,
horn.
those three, the three horns were the French, the Spanish, and the English, right?
Mm, you talking about those three of the first
Yeah,
horns plucked up by the root.
yeah, kind.
Okay.
Because all three
Okay.
of them came out. They got here first, and they set up colonies, and that's
Yeah, but that's
how.
yeah. That's in Revelations. That's in the I believe that's in
Oh,
Revelation
millennium.
what you speaking about.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It says, I
Yeah,
beheld.
that's the same. It's different,
Hmm.
to the little horn that was spoken of in Daniel 8. It's referring to Antiochus.
Okay.
Okay. Um. Let's go to verse 9. This
Okay.
is the main point. Of us doing these videos right here because as you read in verse 9, it's prophecy and more scriptures that speak about Yahweh Shai gonna return, man. So verse 9 is very vital and it's heavy, and this is a prophecy that have yet come to pass, but it's on the way.
Hmm.
You know, if you can see that through the spirit, Yahweh Shai is on the way. All the signs are in the earth. Okay, so this last kingdom, like you say, the little horn is speaking about the current kingdom we in now, America.
Hmm.
So this is one of the major precepts we know how he's going to return because we in that little horn right now.
Right.
You know, so he's coming to conquer, like it says in 19, man. Revelation 19. He coming to take down all powers, man.
Yeah.
All powers is going to be consumed by Yahweh Shai. Okay, guess what? You got to believe that in your spirit. You know that right there. We get faith through the prophecies. You got to know where we at in the prophecies, man. We know the Heavenly Father's finna return because we're seeing the signs that when He came on the scene, He let us know what to watch out for, and we seeing it right now in this current kingdom
Huh.
with Satan being divided against Satan. All the the famine, the pestilence, insurrection, and ultimately, you know, the dragon, like it speaks about the dragon coming to devour the woman, man. They're gonna try to come at us in this time. They're gonna try to come at us and take us down because of what we stand for, what we know. So all the signs are here, man. And this chapter is heavy, man, about all the kingdoms that was gonna rule. And then at the end, yeah, Yahweh Shai is gonna come back and plow this kingdom, man, to the ground. Okay, you got something?
Um. Nah. We can move on.
Yeah, read verse 9.
Huh. It says, verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the
Right,
ancient.
all of these kingdoms are gonna be cast down, done away with, wiped out. You know, all the current kingdoms on earth. Now, all of these other kingdoms, you know, all powers that exist right now are gonna be absorbed, gonna be taken down by Yahweh Shai. You got it?
I beheld until the thrones were cast down, and the
Mhm.
ancient of days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool.
Yeah. How you know that's Yahweh Shai? Because what is it? Revelations 1 and 13.
Hmm.
This is Daniel. He saw a vision of Yahweh Shai taking down the kingdom. You know, that's Yahweh Shai he spoke about. The Ancient of Days, you know, that's Yahweh. Because Yahweh don't have a beginning nor an end. He always been. So he's known as the Ancient of Days. That's why I say in the Ancient of Days did sit, you know, who garment white as snow. That's Yahweh Shai.
Right.
And the hairs of his head like pure wool. You get that in Revelations chapter 1. His throne was like the fury or the fiery flame, or
Yeah.
you say it, fiery flame. That's going
Fiery
into the
flame.
chariots.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when the prophet saw the chariots, it looks like a pillar of fire, you know, and he saw the destruction, man. You know, the flames shooting out of the chariot consuming this place. Okay, and his will was as burning fire, man.
Hmm.
Because those chariots are pure energy, man.
Right.
They gonna hit this place with concentrated fire, man. And consume all these buildings, the cars, these movies. They make movies about it. Independence Day, all these movies. They talk about the day of doom. That's in the scriptures, Zephaniah 1.
Right.
You know, it talks about Isaiah 66. The Lord is coming back with flames of fire to rebuke. Isaiah 66 and 15. Let me get that real quick.
Okay.
Isaiah 66:15. Get is it Malachi 4 or Malachi 1 and Malachi 4, where it talks about the Lord will come with fire. It say Isaiah 66 and 15, for behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. Okay? And how is he going to do that? Because he's going to return in the fathership, man, the big ship that's going to cover a mass of the sky to where you're not going to realize what region it came from. Okay? And guess what? It's going to gather the elect and bring the destruction of Babylon. He's bringing with him the judgment of Babylon to take this place down. Okay? And bro, and some Archims and why we see the chariots. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the signs are in the earth. The elites know about them. Okay? They paying this place a visit. Behold, the eyes of the Lord is upon the sinful kingdom. So
Mm-hmm.
they come, they know about the chariots. Because Esau got his space force. You know, his plan is to fight against the Lord to try to stop what's coming. Because he want to continue his rulership. But no, you had your time.
Right.
You know, and when the Yahweh shall return, it's to consume all these kingdoms, man, and set up his kingdom on the earth. So these other nations had their time to rule and scatter Israel, you know, and take over, you know, during their time. Okay, you got something? You got something?
Now you got it.
All right. This is Isaiah 13:9. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms and the beauty of the Chaldeans. That hey, the America is the modern day, you know, the U.S. Babylon is the modern day Chaldeans. You know,
Yeah, con.
the beauty. You say the glory of kingdoms. Why? Because this place was looked at as, you know, the standard of living. Every nation wanted to come here and behold the glory.
Right.
Okay, they wanted to be a part of the glory, to be able to live that American lifestyle. But they came over here and find out it's all a nightmare.
Mm.
It's not as puffed up as they thought it was. You come over
Fool.
here and you work hard, you enslave, you see your family less, you
Fool's
know.
gold.
Yeah, you know. The Lord said what in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, right? The beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the Lord took out Sodom and Gomorrah with brimstone, fire and brimstone.
Mm-hmm.
So in like manner, you know, Babylon is going to be destroyed in the same fashion.
Right.
But the Lord is going to do it a certain way with his chariots and the third woe. You know, World War III. So there's going to be a sword destruction, man. The Lord is going to send 200 million missiles. You know, and he's going to shoot concentrated fire, man. I got precepts on that real quick.
Con.
Isaiah 24:6. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth. Can you get Zechariah 4? Is it 4 or Zechariah 5:1? Therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Okay? Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left.
Mm.
You know? Showing you that this, hey, the scriptures don't lie, man. There's gonna be a great wipeout, man. The day of the Lord is when they shoot those missiles. You know? Those missiles gonna drop on this place back to back, man. Destroy everything. Okay? And only few men gonna be left, man. The scripture said, the Lord said, only with thy eyes shall they behold the reward of the wicked, man. So the elect is not gonna see that. They're not gonna be on the earth when those missiles get shot off. They're gonna be in those chariots above the sea of glass, you
Con.
know, when the Lord wiped this place out. Okay, you got it. You got something you wanted to bring?
Nah, you got it.
Okay. This is Isaiah 34:1. Come near ye nations to hear, and hearken ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations,
Mm.
and his fury upon all their armies. You see that? his fury upon all their armies. So the armies are going to be wiped out, and they give you the details in Second Ezra, the 13th chapter, about how the Lord, the Son of the Most High, going to appear and fight all the nations on the planet. All the nations going to turn, see Yahweh Shai, and try to fight him, man. But he
Mm-hmm.
going to, blast them. He going to blast them
Right.
with that concentrated fire and consume all of them.
Mm-hmm.
They say they're going to be afraid, but durst fight. The Lord going to put the spirit on them to fight him,
Right.
you know, because he got to come back and get his revenge.
Right.
They say for the indignation of the Lord, that's the Lord indignation, man, when the Lord shoot off the missiles. Because this, the earth have become defiled under the inhabitants of Babylon. This kingdom caused all these other kingdoms to
Mm-hmm.
become wicked.
Right.
They pushing their philosophies and their ways on the world. What they doing is spitting out pollution and poison to the world. They trying to go around the world and Romanize and Americanize, the whole world to follow after them, to push their ways on the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you got these, you go to other country, you got moles, you got American ways of being pushed on them.
Right.
You know, like when they had those meetings, everybody started putting on European suits to sit down and talk, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, America tried to go over there and bring their philosophies, bring their oppressive money and the sword. Okay, so their ways been pushed on the world, man. You know, so the indignation of the Lord is upon Babylon. So the prophecy is mainly focused on Babylon being destroyed. There's whole chapters in the scriptures dedicated to Babylon being destroyed. Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51.
Right.
You know, Second Ezra 15 and 16. You know, showing you that
Babylon
this
is
place. Yeah, go ahead. You got
Babylon
it.
is the source
Yeah.
of all the wickedness. You know what I
Yep.
mean? That's where
Mm-hmm.
all the source of the wickedness is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they were set up for that. You know, that's what the Lord set them up for, to go out to deceive the nations, you
Con.
know, for a short period of time, you know, and then he's going to
Mm-hmm.
destroy it off
Mm-hmm.
the face of this earth, man. No, no,
Yeah.
there's no inhabitants going to be living here after the
Mm-hmm.
Lord wipes this thing out, man.
Yep.
And it's so wicked. The only way to cleanse it is to wipe it all out.
That's it.
That's why you don't see nobody dwelling in Sodom and Gomorrah right now. Nothing
Mm.
grows there. Nobody live there. You know what I mean? It's just uninhabited. This
That's
place
why
is
I
gonna
say,
be just
like,
the same.
yeah, they say it's gonna be at Sodom and Gomorrah.
Hmm.
You know, Babylon, the glory kingdom, is gonna be at Sodom and Gomorrah. That place was burnt to a crisp.
Right.
You know, it say in verse 2, and the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations. So all nations are gonna be judged, and His fury upon their armies. He have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter. Okay, Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury. The Lord is upset because the world has become corrupt
Hmm.
under the inhabitants thereof, man. The Lord is tired of this shit, man. Right? And ultimately his son gotta get, his heritage. You
Hmm.
know? He gotta come back and set up righteousness on the earth.
Right.
Because the earth done became, wicked. Everything is
Upside down.
upside down. So he's coming to flip it right side up. Because the earth was intended to be ran in righteousness through his son and the Israelites.
Right.
And that's gonna play out. When he come, the Israelites gonna be under the second covenant.
Hmm.
You got guys that teaching that now we under the second covenant. Now,
Hmm.
this place got to be done away with first. How we gonna be up? The world is wicked as hell. How we under the second covenant?
Right.
We supposed to be governing the world. We the governors of the world underneath Yahweh Shai. And the scriptures specify that the wicked and the righteous can't even rule at the same time.
Same time. Huh?
You can't rule at the same time. You know. So that's false doctrine, man. You teaching that, man. When this place is burnt to a crisp, and the Lord comes and set it back up, we're gonna be under the covenant then, underneath the house shot.
Right.
You know. So he's coming back. He say, "For behold, the Lord will come back. The Lord will come with fire and with his chariots, like a whirlwind, to render his anger, to pay." You know. Let's get that word render. To return, to turn back, to turn back. Okay. That's all they got on there. In repetition, to bring back, to restore.
Mm.
Okay. So he will render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire.
Right.
Okay. When he come back, man, he gonna shoot those laser beams on this place. Right along with the chariots. Okay, for by fire and by his sword, okay, you ain't gonna need no literal sword.
Right.
You know, the Lord ain't gonna have to lift a finger, man. You know, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh and slain, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Right.
So there's only a few men that's gonna make it out of this, man. The majority of the people you walk past and see every day, they counted for the sword, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because what the earth, what the Lord is really doing is cleaning the earth. The earth need to cleanse it. The earth cleaning, man.
Right.
The house is Yahweh Shai, the Lord. What do you say? The Lord. The house is the house is the the earth is the house of the Lord, right?
Right.
You know. So He's coming back to set it up right, in its rightful place, man.
Right. Put
So
his
like I'm
house in order.
stumbling with word, huh?
But he gonna put his house in order.
Put His house in order. That get coming. Yeah. Okay. When they say plead, He talking about judge. He's
Judge all the
coming to
time.
judge. With righteousness, He do judge and make war, like the scriptures say.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Come on. You got something else on that?
No, I had Zechariah 5.
Oh yeah, you got. Come on with it.
uh, Zechariah 5:1. It says, "Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll." Now you know that flying roll is talking about a chariot. When the
Mm-hmm.
chariots of the Lord, man. Okay. And there were different words or phrases to describe them, but Zechariah described him as a flying roll.
Mm-hmm.
A roll was likened onto a scroll, so to speak. It rolled together, you know. Um, verse 2, he said, and he said unto me, okay, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For
Right.
every one that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and every one that sweareth shall be cut off as on this side according to it. And who's the thief, man? Esau Edom is that thief. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And who's the swearer? Okay, he's the swearer because he swear that he's going to rule forever, man. You know,
Mm-hmm. Gun. I got a precept real quick. Con. That's what's up. So hey, he referred to the cherries as the curse of the earth, man. Why? Because
hmm
when they come back, they gonna be lighting this place up, man. Shooting laser beams on this place. That's the Lord judgment. You know.
hmm
I got a precept real quick. Revelation 17 and 14. These shall make war with the Lamb. Okay, it's talking about the kingdom.
Mm.
These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. Who's that Lamb? Yahushua. He's known as the Lamb. John said, "Behold, the Lamb of the Most High."
All right. Yep.
He's the Lamb. Okay, and that's why when we keep the Shabbat, I mean when we keep the which is the Shabbat, the
Passover.
Passover, we eat lamb. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we burn the lamb through that represent Yahweh Shai being that lamb that that lamb of the Most High who laid down his life. So we can get this truth. You know, he was our Passover in ancient times, and he was our Passover today. In ancient times, he was that death angel that passed through. You know, and in modern day times, right now, we keep it because of Yahweh Shai.
Right.
He's the Passover. He laid down his life so that we may get this truth, so we can be delivered out of here and be granted the kingdom.
Okay.
So this thing is centered around Yahweh Shai, which is the mediator between the Most High Yahweh and Israel.
Mm-hmm.
He's the mediator. You know, and he's coming back to do just that, to redeem his first fruits out of here, man.
Right.
The elect. The elect being the first fruit, the spirit that been with him from the beginning. You know, you were the souls before the earth was even formed. You were the souls that helped them create it.
Right.
They create this whole thing in existence.
Right.
And when he came back on the scene, that's who he came back for, the elect first. The whole nation of Israel is chosen as the elect, but there's an elect inside of the elect.
Okay.
If you can understand that. Because right now, all of Israel ain't of Israel, they are the world.
Right.
Okay? They are, they not of Yahweh Bashem Shai right now.
Right.
They going to have to taste that death. Like the scriptures say, there's some of you standing here that will not taste death. And those are the ones whose name are written in the book of the land, or the book of life. You know, the book of life, man. You was chosen from the
Foundation.
foundations of the earth. Yeah,
Hmm.
you was predestined. You was chosen. You was elected to be rulers and be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai. You know, to rule and get the earth back in order.
Right.
This earth need to be under new management, man. And the righteous, Yahweh Shai, King David, Malak Dawadah, and the elect, the Bakari. They are that's that, the house of David is the if I can say how you would, a monarch or a kingdom of,
The
priests
the royal
that was
house.
a
The
royal
royal
house,
house
right?
of Israel.
You're
You
right.
know.
The
Because
cream of the crop of Israel.
the scriptures tell you we're gonna be kings and priests.
Yeah.
So that's
Psalms
the ruling
19 and 5.
class. The ruling
Yeah.
class of Israel.
Yeah. I mean, Exodus 19 and 5. We're going to be a nation of kings and priests,
Mm-hmm.
a kingdom of priests, We're going to execute the will of the Heavenly Father on the planet Earth.
Right.
And the whole nations, the rest of the Gawayim, the nations, they're going to have to follow.
They're gonna follow
Because
suit.
right now, huh?
They're gonna have to follow suit, fall in line, man.
Mm-hmm. Come.
And if they don't, hey, we got something for them.
Yeah. 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 Oh, we got, yeah. And when they see that order, they ain't going to want to step out when they see the glory, because the Lord is going to elevate us. You know, the elect, man. The Lord gonna, as soon as we get out of here, man, boom, you're gonna be changed in the twinkling of an eye, man. You're
And
gonna be
we gonna
changed.
be like unto Yahweh Shai, man.
Yeah,
Hey, Yahweh
that's
Shai
what the
got
scripture says.
his heavenly body right now. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So we gonna be in like glory to him. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And when you look at the things Yahweh Shai can do, in a natural world, you know, that's supernatural. The elect is gonna be likened unto him, having supernatural powers too, man.
Mm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
that's
got it.
yeah, kind.
Oh no, go ahead and say what you was finna say.
Well, I was gonna say that's part of our reward for diligently serving him on this side. you
Yeah,
know and that's something brothers got to look forward to, what I mean, because like right now we in these bodies, and these bodies ain't worth a damn, man. You trying to read some, you can barely see. I got to put these dang glasses on to see half the time, man. And you run half the down the block and you winded, bro. You know what I'm
winded, man. Getting
saying?
tired. That's a curse.
You can't keep concentration for too much long, man. It's frustrating,
Shit,
man.
you lose the fact that you lose your memory. You
Yeah,
know, when you get old, wrinkles on your face.
right.
You know, your bones get you get up and you take a walk, you
Cracking.
feel like you're about to fall out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's a curse. Getting old is a result of sin.
Right, right.
Getting old, your body getting messed up, man. Everything is just out of whack. This ain't it, man.
Yeah, brothers.
So hey, we hasten in the time of Yahweh Shai. We
Right.
hasten in the coming of Yahweh Shai, right? Because we understand everything gonna be all good when he comes.
Yeah,
We're gonna be changed in the twinkling of an eye, man. You can't go up into the presence of the Most High in the bodies like this.
right. These
You know,
bodies defiled, you
mm,
know, so we can't rule in righteousness with a defiled body. You know, it just the
nope,
two don't go together. You know,
nah.
you gotta be.
This is First John chapter 3 and 2. Beloved, now are we the sons of the Most High, and it doeth not yet appear what we shall be.